Hi, buddy. Welcome back to Ox Talks. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Hope you guys are having a great Friday so far, closing out the work week. Hope you have some big, productive plans with family, friends, and loved ones this weekend. I wanted to come on and kind of recap some things I saw today. Kind of a big day in the markets across really all asset classes. I'm going to touch on that. Share with you just a few of these stories I think probably precipitated the sell-off. And then I'm going to share with you one quick article that actually is a glimmer of hope. It's an optimistic view from the U.S. CEOs, which we haven't been getting for many, many years now. So it's not all doom and gloom. Stay tuned to the end. But look, we had a big sell-off today in lots of stuff. Let me get started with the stock market. The Dow Jones closed down 748 points. That was almost 1.7%. S&P fell 104, and that's 1.7%. NASDAQ fell 2.2%, or 438 points. So walloping, in the stock market today. You know what else sold off? We talked about this quite often on this channel. Cryptocurrencies, for the most part, trade in tandem with the stock market right now. I wish they would kind of decouple and do their own thing. But anyway, Bitcoin. Earlier today, there was a positive news story came out that the SEC had decided to dismiss its lawsuit against the Coinbase exchange. That kind of put some wind under the sails of the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin was making a run back to 100,000. Ethereum was up, I think, over 2,700. XRP was doing relatively well. And then we get some news about this $1.4 billion hack on Bybit. Bybit gets hacked, and $1.4 billion poof is gone. So that really put a damper on cryptos. Bitcoin sold off as of close of the U.S. stock market. I know the crypto markets remain open, but as of that time, which was 1 p.m. West Coast time, Bitcoin was down $3,500, had pulled back almost below 95,000. Or 3.5%. Ethereum down over 4%. Solana was down 3%. I saw XRP pulled back into the low 250s. So cryptocurrencies also got hit today. What else got hit? Oil. Oil fell 3%, $2.19. Let's talk about the 10-year. The 10-year bond, flight to safety, I guess you could call it. A 10-year bond yield fell 7 basis points to 4.42%. And that's interesting because you might say, well, bonds lost also. Not really. Let me explain to you. When bond yields fall, the value of the bonds generally, again, not economic advice, financial advice, but the value of the bonds generally goes up in value. Bond prices and yields have an inverse relationship. So again, leave your comments below if you guys are in the bond market. It fell pretty good today, I believe. I think that's good for bond holders. Gold really held its own. As of close of the metals markets today, an hour after the U.S. markets closed, I see gold only fell about $3 an ounce, 0.13%, so barely a blip. Silver, unfortunately, did not have as much luck. Silver fell 46 cents, or 1.38%, more in line with the overall sell-off, in the markets. So, hey, what was safe today? I mean, would you say was cash under your mattress safe? Well, the U.S. dollar index rose 27 cents, 0.25%. You might say, well, your cash, it was a gainer. Well, guess what? Inflation is what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10%. So sorry. you cash holders, you also lost today because the dollar index did not rise nearly at the pace that your value of the dollar is getting whittled away by inflation. All right, so that's all kind of bad news. Sorry, guys, but that's a reality. What led to the sell-off? Well, in the crypto market, I think it was one of the issues was this Bybit hack, pretty substantial. In the stock market, I believe, go look for yourself, there was some news that came out today about United Healthcare. They are a Dow 30 component, okay? And there's some news out that United Healthcare is being investigated by the U.S. government relative to its payment through Medicare payments, and that it's somehow, say, increasing fraudulently or otherwise. I don't know the whole story. Read it for yourself. But somehow, let's say, inflating billings on the U.S. government side. And so there's been an investigation, I believe, launched that caused a sell-off in United Healthcare. That sort of did not help the Dow components overall. And then, of course, we had U.S. existing home sales came out this morning, and it says home sales plunged in January as mortgage rates rose. So mortgage rates are not coming down. That's continuing to put pressure on the housing market. And so that is also, bad news generally for the overall economy. All right. So, whole host of things you guys can point to. Possibly it's also just the reality that we have a lot of very, very, very bold moves by the administration relative to implementing tariffs, relative to Doge coming in and literally slashing a lot of agencies and jobs and spending. This is going to have reverberating effect on the economy. Some might say, well, it should be good. I mean, I tend to agree. We got to get the spending under control. But I shared in videos even before Trump's inauguration that there was going to be pain. You're going to have a lot of layoffs. You're going to see this, these people having to be absorbed into the workforce, and it's going to be traumatic. Okay, and I kind of, from my personal perspective, said back then, look at the stock market could be in for rough going for a while. Markets do not like uncertainty. Okay, let me share with you a final article before I go too long today from the Zero Hedge. Maybe some good news in a sea of bad news today. And this says U.S. CEO confidence increases sharply from cautious optimism to confident optimism. Optimism among American CEOs, it says, surged in the Zero Hedge today, surged in the first quarter of this year from the previous quarter, with concerns about various business risks easing down, according to a new survey from the think tank, the Conference Board. The measure of CEO confidence, it says, an assessment of the U.S. economy from the perspective of U.S. chief executives, right? And they have their finger on the pulse of what's going on. Rose by 9 points in the first quarter of 2025 to 60. And that's the highest level, it says, in 3 years. The think tank said in a February 20th statement. This is the first time since early 2022 that the index scored a value well above 50, suggesting that CEOs were moving away from the cautious optimism from last year to a more confident optimism. And it was conducted, the survey, among 134 U.S. CEOs. It says the improvement was significant and broad-based, according to Stephanie Goulchard, senior economist of global indicators at the Conference Board. All components of the measure improved as CEOs were substantially more optimistic about the current economic conditions as well as future economic conditions. Okay, notable increase in the share of CEOs expecting to increase investment plans, and a decline in the share expecting to downsize investment plans. That's good news, right? When you start having capital expenditures and reinvestment, CEOs wanting to put money back in, that flows through the economy, okay? So that's all good news. Here we go, hiring challenges continue to frustrate Main Street owners as they struggle to find qualified workers to fill many open positions. Meanwhile, fewer planned capital investments as they prepare for the months ahead. That's according to NFIB chief economist Bill Ducklenberg. I hear from clients all the time that own businesses that's their biggest problem is finding qualified people. They train people, they get them up to speed, and then the people are out, the employees are out, looking to better deal the situation, trying to find more pay or what have you. So I know it's tough out there if you're a business owner and you have employees. Leave your comments below. I still think it's better than working for somebody else. I met a guy last night. We had a nice conversation, and we were discussing the dynamics of working for yourself. And we both agreed, I would eat TV dinners and live a lot less quality of life, even if I had the choice, compared to having to clock in and work for someone else, answer somebody else. So, guys, keep that in mind if you can. Possibly think about starting a business. We're going to have an improvement in economic conditions in this country. We're going to have some tax incentives. You hear what's going on with the whole IRS debate with the Trump administration and reducing the size of the IRS. So I think there's good things on the horizon. Let's keep positive attitude. Have a great weekend. I'll leave it there today. Going to get my workout here pretty quickly. Please don't neglect your health, your workouts, your steps. Have a great weekend. Talk to you all soon. Bye.